back to another episode of Our Not So Simple Lives podcast. And today we have another guest host on the podcast, Giovanna. Thank you so much for coming on the pod.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. We love having you. You're just like a reoccurring cast member at this point. So today we're going to be talking about a conversation that we've been having with a couple different people on the podcast recently. And it's basically like a very interesting subject because we're talking about how people have evolved from their 20s. So like your early 20s to where you are now and you're 29. I mean, sorry. We're outing people's ages in this, sorry. But I think when you just talk about it and you look at it from that perspective, you can see so much growth that you've had and you've gone through from your 20s. So how different of a person do you feel like you are now versus when you were like 20, 21, 22?
I feel like a completely different person. Like when I look back to my early 20s, it's like almost like unrecognizable. I'm just in like such a different place in my life, like pretty much in every aspect, like where I live, like what I do for work, like family and friends are different. It's so crazy, like looking back at that life and looking at where I am now.
Yeah, because I feel like people always play the comparison game with their 20s about comparing people that are the same age or when they went to high school with, and you're thinking like, oh, this person's married and or this person has kids and I feel behind. Do you ever compare yourself to other people and do you ever feel like you're behind?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's like something we all do. I mean, social media.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think that, especially where I'm at now, like in regards to children is a big one. For me, I feel like I always envisioned my life having kids like early 30s, like late 20s, and right now like I don't have kids so looking at that and like looking at people like posting like their pregnancy announcements and all that, it's like it's hard to like not compare yourself to that, like feeling like, oh, like maybe I do need to hurry up because like I feel like I'm falling behind. I mean, there is like a biological like aspect to that, but that's just like one example of where I feel like a little behind in that area. Or like home ownership, right? Like a lot of people like our age are starting to like buy homes and stuff. And I mean, right now in the course of my life, it doesn't make sense for us to buy a home, but you see like all these people doing it and you're like, oh no, like, am I behind? Should I like have a home already? Should I have a property? Should I have kids? Should I have that? So
yeah. There's just a lot of societal pressures, you know?
And with the like having kids thing, it's like you had that expectation probably when you were younger. And so now that it's like, oh, I'm at that age now, it's hard not to compare online because you're like, oh, well, this is what I told myself and it's not there. So that is like hard, I feel like, to deal with if you do put those expectations on yourself.
What events do you think transpired in your life throughout your 20s that you feel changed you the most?
Ooh,
like things you've done or things that you've gone through that you feel like has been a really big transformation for you?
I feel like a lot. Like definitely like a breakup in like my mid 20s. That really transformed my life for the better, I will say. Like for the better. I think that if I didn't have that, I wouldn't be where I am career-wise. I think having that really pushed me to like find where I am like in my career, and getting married. Now I live in Alabama, and I never thought I would live in Alabama, like such a random place. Like never, if you told me like in my early 20s, hey, you're gonna be married to a military man and you're gonna be living in Alabama, I would have been like, oh no, you're joking. Like,
yeah, that's not happening.
So that, and not only like marrying someone in the military, but then that kind of dictates like all of my life, honestly, because I can't work in my field. I can't really do anything like but remote. So I'm kind of forced to work remote, right? I'm forced to live in these random places. But I think it does like make you grow, and it makes you like want different things in life too. I think the children thing, like just being in like the military community, you see so many people have kids and stuff, and that's also where sometimes I feel like behind. But
yeah, no, I feel that. I agree. I think that these things you go through, especially a breakup, I mean, we know it just really changes you for the better, I feel, because you come out a stronger person, because then you realize like, okay, I was being maybe a little too codependent and I have to do things for myself. And also your journey with school too. I feel like you had a similar journey to me
Mhm.
with school where it was like start, stop, we don't know if we can do this, like
Mhm.
what's going on. And so I feel like graduating, do you think that gave you the boost of confidence as well?
Oh yeah, definitely. And back to like being in that relationship, like it was pretty toxic. It was really toxic. And the person kind of really made me feel bad for where I was in life, and which isn't right, obviously.
Right.
Right.
But it really put like a fire under my ass just to like get it done and get it over with. But then once I did graduate, I was like, oh, I feel like there's like a whole door of like opportunities now that I can do. And yeah. So
And I feel
you
like,
probably feel that too.
yeah, no, exactly. I feel like one day I just woke up and I was like, okay, it's time to like get my shit together.
Yeah.
Like I have to just do it. And it's like you need that sometimes in life for life to kind of knock you down and you're like, okay, how do I get back up?
Mhm.
You know, like how do I come out of this better than what I before? You know what I'm saying? So I think that's amazing. But I also feel like you've had an interesting like 20s because you've lived several different places. I mean, you haven't just lived in
have.
Alabama. You like
That's
went from like
true.
Chicago to
I went
Florida,
to
back to
I
Chicago.
was like, just tell us all the places. You
Yeah,
lived.
exactly.
Okay.
You've had a really interesting path that I feel like a lot of people don't get to experience.
Yeah, so I worked in with Hard Rock in Rockford, Illinois, right? We're from Illinois.
Mhm.
And then from there, I got a job in Hollywood, Florida, right, with Hard Rock. So I moved down there in August of 22.
But also before that, you went from Chicago to Florida.
Oh, I did do that.
Back to
that
Chicago.
That was
You
a
know,
brief second.
That
Okay,
was,
that
but
a brief
you
second.
worked at
I did.
Disney World.
I did. That was
you
back in
know?
like 2018, though. That was
But
like
we were like
I was not even
22.
sure. I'm
20
really bad at math. Was
Yeah,
I 22?
we were in our early 20s.
Okay.
That was early 20s for you.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
then yes, I did do that. That
Right.
feels like a fever dream of my life. That was like so long ago.
No,
I forget
exactly.
about that.
Yeah.
So I did, yeah, and then I moved back and I finished school, and then I got a job at Hard Rock in Illinois, and then I moved down to Fort Lauderdale, and I lived there for a year, and then I moved up to upstate New York.
Oh, that's right.
Oh
Of
yeah,
upstate
that's
New York.
right. Forgot you lived there for a second.
Yeah, sometimes I try to forget too, honestly. No, it was not. It wasn't a bad experience. It was just a lot different,
Mhm.
going from cities to like the middle of nowhere. So that was like kind of a culture shock. But then from there, I lived there for like 9 months, and then we moved down to Alabama, and yeah, and then we're gonna move next year. So
Oh my gosh.
yeah,
What do you
lots of
think's the
moving.
has been the biggest culture shock from everywhere you've lived? Like from
Ooh.
growing up in the Illinois area, like
Hmm.
between like Florida, Alabama, or upstate New York, what do you think is the biggest difference from where you grew up?
Ooh, I don't know. I automatically say just how easy it is to get to places for me. Like I'm used to being in Illinois, and like you can go to any store you can imagine's where we live, right? Like Lululemon, like I don't know, Trader Joe's, like Aldi, anything that you can think of is right there. And I didn't really have that in upstate New York. We lived like an hour and a half from Syracuse, and I don't really have that in Alabama. The closest like Trader Joe's is 2 hours away.
Oh.
Like Lululemon's like an hour and a half. We have to like really drive. So there's that, but then there's like the people aspect too. Like Midwestern versus like Miami people are so different. Very, very different.
Yeah.
And then versus like upstate New York felt more Midwestern, and then Alabama's like all like Southern people. Like everyone's got like an accent. So I don't know. It's kind of like all of it. I haven't
Yeah.
noticed food as much though. I feel like there's like just American food everywhere.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
think America's run by chains, to be honest.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, there's all these chains restaurants, which, I mean, you know, when you go to a chain, you know what you're going to get.
Mhm.
So
Right.
it's never bad to go to a chain. But I just think it's been such an interesting journey for you. And how do you, like, want your life to evolve as you do progress into 30s? I know you talked about kids and stuff
Oh,
and
yeah.
career, but what else are you looking to check off your bucket list?
Ooh, that's a good question. I mean, number one, like I want to be a mom. Like I've always wanted to be a mom. And so in my 30s, like definitely be a mom. 100%. But as career, that's a really tricky one. That one's hard. I would like to progress in my career, but um with being remote, that's like really challenging, especially with my company. not as achievable if you're not in office.
Mhm.
So that's really interesting. And then just depending where we live, you know, if we're living in the middle of nowhere, it's harder to find a job in public relations, you know. So
Yeah.
Right.
the career, I'm just kind of like focusing on what I'm doing right now, and whatever happens. Yeah, and then I don't know. I'd love to just travel more. I feel
Yeah,
like
I mean, that's what I wanted. I
always-
want my 30s to be full of traveling,
Yeah.
like traveling to new places. I've been trying to do
Yeah.
that when I'm in my later 20s because I've always traveled to the same places. It's always like, for me, it was like New York or like Chicago. Now that I live in San Diego or Florida, it's always the same places. And I'm like, I want to try to, one of my goals for this year was I wanted to travel to, I think it was 6 places. Not necessarily new places, but just 6 places in general.
Mhm.
Because last year, I think I was talking to you, and you were saying like all the places you went, and I was like, I think it was like one of those end of the year things, and you're like, oh, post 6 pictures of 6 different places you've traveled. And I was looking, I was like, oh, I want to do that. And I was like, I didn't travel to 6 places this year. And so it lit the fire under me to be like, okay, well, now next year. But it's like my defense, I was in school.
Yeah.
So it's harder to travel when I was in school all of last year. So it was harder. But this year I really was like, I'm definitely going to travel to at least 6 places. And I think I've already accomplished it. And we're only halfway through the year. So, I mean, that was really exciting. So I definitely want to travel as well. Do you have any places in particular that you're looking to cross off your...
You know, this is really random. I've always wanted to go to New Orleans, and we're like,
Me too.
Yeah.
we're 5 hours from there. I hear mixed reviews. A lot of people love it. A lot of people hate it. I've always just been drawn to
Really?
it.
I've heard nothing but good things about New Orleans.
Really? Yeah. There's a couple people where they're like, "Ooh, I did not like it."
Really?
I think it depends on the area, though.
Might depend
know?
on like where you are specifically.
Or the time of year. If they went during Mardi Gras and it's crazy busy and everything, then maybe they're like, oh, I'm never doing that again. You know?
Write in the comments if G should go to New Orleans.
Yes.
Or if you love New Orleans or hate it. Controversial.
How many lights to get G to go to New Orleans?
Honestly probably like one.
Yeah.
So it's just you're 5 hours away.
20 likes.
There you
That's
go.
it.
Yeah.
20 likes.
20 and I'll do it. I'll do it next month. 20.
That's
Okay, period.
Okay.
Challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted.
But you guys have to come with.
Oh, how many
plot twist.
likes for Lainey to get out there?
Oh,
50?
we'll see.
Okay.
You have
But-
to give a number.
What I am curious about is, because I feel like me and you have...
She's like, I need a number right
yeah,
now.
oh yeah, tell him you gotta give a
For
number.
me to get out there, 1,000.
Oh! Okay, across all platforms? TikTok and Instagram?
Okay,
Yeah.
across all platforms is fine.
All right,
yeah.
this video has
TikTok,
to go
you know what to do.
You know what to do.
TikTok,
Get
you know
her
what to
New
do.
Orleans.
1,000 likes
I've never been to
for
New
Delaney to go
Orleans,
to
so-
New Orleans.
Well, what do
next
you have
month.
against New
Well,
Orleans?
none of us have been there, right?
No. I've never been.
See.
It's always been on my bucket list too because I really like Princess and the Frog, the Disney movie. I'm not honestly, guys. I'm sorry, whatever. But
No,
it's,
keep going.
it's based in New Orleans.
It
And
is.
I've always loved that movie, and I think it would be so cool to experience it. Plus, like, there's like, I don't know, the voodoo stuff is a little scary, but I think I'm curious
Like the
about
vibes.
it.
Look
The vibes
so
are cool.
Yeah.
You know, I have a friend that actually is from that area. I
Really?
work with her at Roadhouse, and she watches our TikToks, so
Yeah,
maybe she's
I love
listening. What I am curious about though is because I feel like me and you have talked about this off the podcast, but about our 30s.
Uh-huh.
But how do you're like, wait a minute, what are we about to dive into here? How has your perception of your 30s changed as you've gotten older? Like,
Well, I've never been in my 30s.
No, but like,
so.
how is your perception of it? Because
Oh,
when
I
I
see
was
what
like
you're saying,
25, I was so scared of it. I was like, no, 30, no, I can't.
Uh-huh.
You were kind of like that too.
Oh, yeah.
Now that we're 29, how do you think it's changed? Has it changed?
Well, I feel like when I was younger, like 30s seemed so old. I'm like, oh my God, 30s? Like, damn, that's old. Like,
Scary.
I never want to be 30.
No,
you know?
I think when we were like
Right.
between like I feel like 25 to 27, we're like, oh my God, ew, like
Mhm.
Like, it's
we're
coming.
getting older. Like
Yeah.
we're getting older. And now it's like even 28, 29, we're kind of like, I'm okay with being 30.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like a love-hate. You're like, okay, I'm turning 30, but I'm also looking forward to 30s,
Yeah.
like in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. And I think that I just feel the same. yes and no. Like, I know I'm a different person, but I still feel young, I guess. You know, like, I don't feel like I've been on this earth for 30 years. I feel like I'm still, like, 17.
Isn't that so crazy how it works? How life just, like, flies by? Like, you're just, like, all of a sudden, I feel like yesterday we were 21, just turning 21. I really remember it so vividly, and now you're like, okay, 30s. I feel like for me, I just came to terms with it because I'm like, okay, just because I'm hitting 30s doesn't mean my life is over. I know it sounds dramatic, but sometimes you can get into that headspace where you're like, well, everyone says your 20s are your prime and, you know, this is where you have to live out your life. And so you're told that. And then when you, is basically having that mindset basically is like, well, when you hit 30, you're not in your prime anymore. But now that I'm about to hit 30, I'm like, I feel like I'm in my prime.
I'm like, I feel like it's the opposite.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I didn't feel like I knew anything about anything in life when I was like, up until maybe I was 27. Like, I feel like I was like very lost in life. I was like, I don't know where I want to go. And now I feel like I have like at least an idea and I know how to do more things now that I'm 29. And I feel like you don't take that into account.
Well, I think also your frontal lobe was not developed.
When does that develop again?
I think 25.
I think a little bit later for men, though. I'm not sure.
Probably.
Yeah, later. I think Well,
hey, that's okay. Whatever.
Generally, we'll say 25, but if it's later for men, that makes sense too.
Yeah. It's a maturity, but I think it's about how you feel too. I really do think that because you really can't put an age on anything in life. You know what I'm saying? You really can't because, you know, someone that's doing something at 40, someone at 20 couldn't do, you know, because they're in a different headspace or in a different mindset.
Right.
And if you really set your mind to do something, I mean, there are, of course, like biological things where as you age, there are certain things you won't be able to do. But as long as you take care of your body, it's like, why would you call it? I saw this TikTok actually today. What did it say? I want to get it right. I almost shared it, but I was like, I'm not 35, so it'd look weird if I shared it. But it said, instead of thinking 35 is old, imagine you're 85 and you just woke up and you're 35 again.
I saw something like that.
And I got full body chills. I got chills again because it's like, when you think about it that way, like if we're lucky enough to live to 85, you know, like imagine you're 80 and you wake up and you're 35 again, you're gonna be like, I'm young again. You know, you're excited. So why do so many people in our society be like, they write themselves off? They're like, well, I'm 30 now. That's it. I'm done. It's like, but you're not though. You're still here.
I feel like I truly believe that like that your 30s are your like 20s. Like your you know, where people say like, oh, like 20, like how he said 20s are like the best time of, I feel like it's not.
Well, that's what people
like
say about high school too, and I was like, really? I was like, this ain't the best time
like
at all.
30s are the new 20s. Yeah. I personally think, because like I feel like you feel older, wiser, you feel, honestly, I feel like more confident with yourself than you were when you were in your early 20s. Like you kind of are more sure of yourself, maybe not 100%, but you feel a little more confident in like who you are, like as a person in the world. And I feel like that's like an exciting time to start living life and do fun things, like maybe not doing people pleasing and, you know, doing things that are gonna make other people happy. You're kind of like, I'm gonna do what I want. And that could be going out and having fun and, you know, clubbing or whatever you want to do. But some people are like, oh, like I'd rather go to like a gathering, like at a friend's house and like chill.
Or travel, whatever.
Or travel, And
you know, it's actually crazy because we're doing this episode and our friend Lori was in town and you were actually like sad because when me and our friend Lori were meeting up back in 2019, I think we were 23. We did this thing where we made a list of things we wanted to accomplish by the time we're 30. And so we were going over it at breakfast and you were like, oh, I wish you would have done that with me.
Yeah, that would have been.
So, I mean, since we're on a podcast, this is going to stay in the ether forever.
All right, let's
put
do
it
it.
into existence.
So maybe
right
not
now.
40. Why don't we do a little bit? Why don't we do 35?
35.
That gives us 5
years.
That gives us 5 years.
No, let's do 40.
We're really going to come back and listen to this in 10 years. We're going to forget. Let's do 35.
All right, 35.
35. What are 3 things you'd like to accomplish by the time you're 35?
A baby, at least pregnant.
Okay.
One baby, boy or girl?
Pregnant.
Do we have a preference?
Okay, well, I know you're not supposed to say this, but yeah, I really want a girl. But
Okay.
I like if I had a boy, like I want both. I want both. So
Okay.
it really doesn't matter. As long I do want both though. So
As long as she gets both.
yeah.
Right. So you're gonna be 2 and done. Maybe.
Well, no.
Oh, but by 35.
How many you
Oh,
want,
by
G?
35. Oh no, I'll probably have one by 35.
At least one.
I was like,
Okay.
how many
do I
you want, G?
Honestly, I might be crazy. Okay, if it was up to me, I'd want like 5. But that's I don't think.
Well,
that's
you
gonna
are
happen.
Italian,
Honey,
so
don't let them. You only have 1 and 2. You're gonna be overpowered.
I don't know.
Have fun. Have fun.
you
I
want a
don't know.
whole clan. You want an army.
But if you think about it this way.
I wouldn't
right?
want to be outnumbered.
Okay, all right. But all right, first off, I'm gonna get
But
into
that's
some
me personally.
statistics here. We're like declining as a population, right? And
We
if you
kind
have
of are, yeah.
if you have 2 kids, you're not adding to the population. You're just replacing it.
Oh,
Because
weird.
like me, my husband, 2 kids, replacing the population. You have to have 3 to at least 3 to
I never thought of it like that.
add to the population. But no, I'm not gonna have 5 because like that just sounds so like financially like draining.
Right.
Realistically, probably 3.
But by
Okay.
by 35,
At least one. At least
So
pregnant.
what about 2 more things?
2 more things?
Because we're doing 3. Not to put you on the spot or anything, but
That's a good. I really don't know. Like maybe just like travel more.
Would you want to
Maybe.
do like a different career or maybe work for a different company?
Honestly, no. Like
No, you like where you're at.
love my company,
Okay.
and I don't want to leave my company. And I would like to be a manager, but once again with the remote, I don't know how realistic that would be.
But who
I could
knows how
always-
things
I
are
could
gonna
put it out there.
change.
Put it out
when
there.
out
when
there.
Lori and I
Put
made
it out
that
there.
list, it was before COVID.
Mhm.
So
That's
we had
true.
no idea that in
That's
6
true.
months after we'd be hitting a global pandemic.
Mhm.
So you just never know what's going to happen.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You never know if more things are going to start going remote or companies are going to start switching to more of a remote
Yeah.
style.
Probably
Anything's
not.
possible. I mean, it's not
I
likely,
mean,
but anything's possible.
I'm like, God
You
forbid
know?
we have another pandemic
Oh,
of
don't
some
even put
sort.
that out there.
I said God forbid.
I know. I'm like, oh, we're listening to this in what?
Don't
Wait,
even
what's 5 years?
But maybe you'll get your manager role.
They should.
5 years is
I
20,
think I'd rather
2030.
just never be a manager and no pandemic.
No.
I don't know.
Manager or pandemic? Choose one.
Oh no
I'm
pandemic.
kidding.
No.
Pick
we're not
your
doing that again.
pick your poison.
No.
Pick your poison.
No. I don't think anyone wants that in this
No,
world.
no, not at
I'm
all.
kidding. I'm totally kidding.
But in 5 years, it's gonna be 2030. So
Holy.
that's a little bit of another.
That's crazy.
It is
Oh, you know
crazy.
what? I want to be healthier. I feel like right now
Okay.
I'm in a stage where I'm like pretty unhealthy. So like weight wise, like exercise wise, like what I put into my body, I want it to just all be healthier.
Yeah,
that's another thing. When we were like younger in our 20s, didn't think of any of this stuff. Now
Oh
we're
my
hitting
God.
30. We're like, oh my God, we gotta watch what we put in our bodies. We have
Yes.
to, stretch. We gotta
Yeah.
move. We gotta walk.
face masks.
Yeah.
Face
I'm like, oh
masks,
my
skin
gosh.
wrinkles. Yeah.
Skincare. Skincare was not popular 10 years ago,
No.
guys. It just wasn't.
Well, but we look very youthful. Thank God.
Yeah.
For
I
our
hope
ages,
so.
I think people look younger nowadays than they did back like 20 years ago, which is always weird. Like I saw this like comparison between a celebrity back when they were 30 back in like 1995 or whatever, and then a celebrity when they're 30 nowadays, and it's like they look so much younger now.
I
Yeah.
think
So
that's
I
all the
wonder-
work, though.
But maybe not, because I kind of think
said it.
could be the
I
work.
don't know. We got a lot of technology now for that.
There is. I mean, who knows how
I don't know.
AI?
I don't know if it's our
true.
generation, like millennials in general, but I feel like we all look younger,
Mhm.
where like the new generation all look a lot older.
I think so too.
So you know what I think it was? I think they were trying to grow up too quick.
Oh
Yeah.
Because our
Yes.
parents' generation were like, oh, married by 22, like, all this by this, early 20s. Like, they were just like living to work, I feel. Like, they were just like trying to chase that white picket fence life. And whereas our generation, we're like, no, let's take our time. There's no need to rush because even
Mhm.
older people now are like, I wish I would have traveled when I was younger.
Mhm.
Because there's just some things you can't do when you're older. And so I take that into account of like, okay, I might not have my life together like completely, but whoever does, but at least
Right.
I'm traveling and doing things that I'm actually going to remember and doing it when I'm young.
Mhm.
Right.
So that's another thing that I feel like has changed with the times.
yeah.
You know?
I think she said though that the younger generation looks older, right?
So like,
You think we look older?
No, we look younger.
Oh no, exactly. That's why, because I feel like we're taking our time, whereas our parents' generation, we're trying to rush.
Oh, I think I completely missed. I thought you were saying that the generation below us look older.
They do.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying too. Yeah, because they were rushing,
right,
and so I feel like that, like the rushing makes them like stressed out more, and stress has been known to age you.
Yeah, I think like they, like I said, they're doing the skincare. Like I know all of us, we can look back to when we were like teenagers or like middle school, and it's cringy. Like the pictures that we have are cringy. Where they're gonna look back, and it's not cringy. Yeah, because they look like how everybody looks like in adult years. Like they don't have a cringy face.
Yeah. And they need that. It builds character.
You know, it really does. So like we have we had the glow up. We look back and we're like, damn, I look good now. Yeah. Like what happened? What was I thinking then? You know, that the like little emo phase, like stuff like that. Straightening your hair, like.
The wet to straight straightener.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it builds character. And I'm like, I would have rather peaked now than when I was like in high school.
Well, right. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I think I like completely think I've peaked now.
It humbles you.
It humbles you to look back at my high school yearbook really and I'm like, oh my God, what was I wearing? What was I doing? But I'm like, okay, I was just growing. You know, I was just a human being.
You should put our yearbook photo.
Oh my god!
Somewhere on here.
Oh my god! Your yearbook photo.
Mine's really bad. Do it. Go ahead, do it.
Senior year.
Oh my god, it's really bad.
Well, you didn't even go to the professional studio.
I did.
We're not a professional.
That's gonna be her photo to promote the episode.
No, all right.
Let's not get crazy.
That's not even my early 20s, guys. Okay.
We're getting into the teens.
It's the evolution.
We're going off.
We're talking about evolution.
Yeah.
So, how do you think that humans have evolved from apes? Yeah, humans have evolved from apes.
Listen, I don't know. I think that it just took millions of years, right?
So I just want to explain to the viewers/listeners about this little side note we just talked about. So, in our last episode, we talked about evolution, the women's wrestling event. Well, G thought we were talking about evolution, like the concept, the scientific concept of evolution. And what'd you say?
I was like, listen, I don't know much about it, but I can yap about anything. It might not be accurate, but sure. I'll start talking about evolution. I learned a thing or two from the Field Museum. I don't know.
Oh my God. No, I know. That's so freaking funny. I love that.
Oh my goodness.
Well, since you are here in San Diego, we have to ask this to every one of our guests.
Okay.
What's your favorite place to visit or thing to do in San Diego?
Okay, I think I know my answer.
I know your answer, but say it. Shout them out.
Morning Glory. My favorite thing.
Elaborate.
Old Town? Oh.
What? No. Elaborate. Why is it Morning Glory?
Oh, it's a breakfast restaurant, right? And they have like these little souffle pancakes. They like jiggle, but they're so good. And like the whole place is like super aesthetic, but it's not just like about the aesthetic and the vibes because the food is so good, but it's like so hard to get into. You go at like open and there's already like an hour-long wait. It's like exclusive too.
Yeah. I mean, I remember last time we went, we were we got there like probably 5-10 minutes after open on a weekday. And we were all the way in the back and we're like, damn. But I mean, we got set pretty quickly. It's definitely worth.
We waited, did we?
I think we had like 10 minutes. Yeah. 10 minutes, and there's a cute coffee shop across the way, so you guys get coffee while you wait. But I mean, that's just like brunch culture in San Diego. I think everyone goes out to brunch here.
I was like low key. I haven't been to Morning Glory in a long time, but it is cool. Like I love the aesthetic of the place and stuff. So I think that's interesting that that's your favorite place.
It's my favorite restaurant ever. Oh, I love period.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
I would fly out here just for Morning Glory. I love Morning Glory.
We wake up for Morning Glory. I'm gonna tag
Morning
them.
Glory fans.
Yeah, tag them.
Sponsor us.
We're going on Tuesday. Want to come?
Tuesday?
What time?
I don't know.
What time do they open? Because we're just gonna open. I think we go at 8. We rope drop.
I don't know, because I kind of work in the morning.
We rope drop for Disneyland. We rope drop for Morning Glory.
And that's about it.
That's about it. I mean, I feel like it's worth it though, because I mean, like you said, those souffle pancakes, what's interesting about them is that they come out when they're ready. Which was if someone else orders something else at the table,
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Like they'll get their food first, or you'll get them. Sometimes I've gotten them when it's like 5 minutes after I order. They're like, "Here's your souffle pancakes," and I'm like,
"Oh,
eating them while no one else has their food." Like, okay, sorry.
But you have to eat them fresh.
Oh yeah, you have to eat them fresh. And what's funny is they're very filling.
They are.
They don't
They're
look filling,
very filling.
but they're very filling because I went with someone and they're like, "Oh, it doesn't look like enough food," and I was like, "Trust
me.
Trust me, you're not
Trust
able to
me.
finish it."
We
Because there's
each
a
get
lot.
an order of souffle pancakes, and then we get the hash browns with the,
The
gravy, the dirty hash browns, is that they're
Mhm.
called, to share. And then we switch it up with the drinks, switch it up.
Yeah, we get
Yeah.
like they recently upped their coffee game.
I'm excited.
They got. Oh, I think you've been there since they've upped it because we went
Oh.
in. We went in November.
Okay.
So, but I've noticed like when I first went there when they first opened, it was
Mhm.
just like there was limited options, and now I feel like there's more. Like I think we get the honey latte or something,
Oh, that
or the
sounds good.
maple latte,
Sure.
iced maple latte, so freaking good.
Sounds good.
I'm
It's
surprised
amazing.
they haven't opened a second location since they're so popular.
Yeah, and they popped off on TikTok.
Yeah. Oh, did they?
Yeah,
that's
I
not
think
good.
during the
That's not
pandemic.
good for us.
That's not good.
Well, no, I mean, hey, like, let's share some of the wealth. Like, let us pop off on TikTok, you know?
I'm
Like, you
done.
know, but I think it's because of the aesthetics
Mhm.
and the souffle pancakes that they
Mhm.
just popped off on TikTok.
Mhm.
But the reason why they're so busy too is because it's such a small place.
Yeah.
Right.
So there's
It's
not a
a
lot of
rooftop.
seating. It's a rooftop, but it's a vibe. So if you've never been to Morning Glory, we just hyped it up for the past 5 minutes at least. So check it out. It's worth the wait. Where can people follow you on Instagram?
Giovanna 27.
Easy.
That's it.
We love to
Easy.
see it. And you can follow us at Our Not So Simple Lives podcast on Instagram, on TikTok, and
And
on
YouTube.
YouTube. So, because we're
We're on
video.
there.
Branching out.
I think we get, what was it? We get more views on YouTube now.
As of right now, yes.
Yes, some are more on audio.
Yes.
So it just depends. But
depends
it's a
on the
little
episode.
weird. It's a little weird, way some people are like, "Oh, I just watched your episode." I was like, "You watched it?" I was like, "Oh yeah."
Sometimes we
watch our
forget that
episodes.
we're on film.
Yeah, exactly. But we loved it. We're evolving.
Evolving. There you
Evolution.
go.
Evolution of the
Evolution.
podcast. Well, G, thanks so much for coming on the pod. We always love having you. I'm sure you'll be
Always
back.
a pleasure. Thank
Yes,
you.
love this and the new updated equipment and everything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I got to pick out a scrunchy color.
Yes.
that's what you get when you come on our podcast.
Scrunchy color.
You get to pick out a scrunchy color.
I feel like you need to explain the scrunchies.
Oh, I guess we've never explained
We've never
the
explained the
scrunchies.
scrunchies.
I think we just wanted to like
Give it a little bit
zhuzh
of
it up a little bit.
Give it a little bit of like pizzazz.
Yeah, give
Because
it a
we
little
were looking
character.
at the mics when it was on the film and we're like, these just look so boring, so plain. And we have such like loud personalities and people on that have loud personalities. So we're like, we need to give it a little more flavor.
I was like, why don't we just put scrunchies
Yeah.
on them?
Yeah,
I
just
love
different
it.
colored scrunchies. And I think it's like when we just made guacamole today and it's like you need more pepper, you need more salt.
Exactly.
You need more lime juice.
You
need
This
to more
is the lime
spices.
juice right here. So it just every little bit counts. Everyone has their little things, right? Well, G,
It's
thanks
your
again.
branding.
It's our branding,
Yeah.
exactly. So scrunchies sponsor us, even though I don't wear them.
I don't know if that's a brand. Is
Yeah, I don't
scrunchie
think it's a
A
brand.
brand of scrunchies.
If there's a scrunchy brand that would like to send
We're
us,
all about branding here, guys. We love branding. So any brands that want to partner with us, just
Anyone
let
that
us
wants
know.
to send custom cups.
Custom Our
cup.
Not So Simple Lives podcast or
Pro
your
Baller.
energy drink Pro Baller.
Yes, manufactured here in Laguna Beach,
Oh,
I believe. Yeah, I don't know. They sell them at Costco, and I like them. So
all right. Well, we loved
Well-
this. We love reconnecting on the podcast. And our 30s are going to be amazing.